fans.
Hold up. Breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Mason Smith has decided to declare for the NFL draft.
So Mason Smith is heading to the NFL.
Just posted it via his Instagram page.
Okay. Gee, what are your thoughts on this?
They still haven't named a D line coach. I think that's a big part of it. Yeah, I think hiring Blake Baker probably, made Mason feel a little better about going into next season, but you still don't have a D line coach. And I think the deadline for the end of the draft is, I think it's today. I think today's the deadline. If I'm not mistaken, I think January 9th was the deadline to enter your name in the draft. So if that's the case, we got to find out who dropped the ball on this, not having a D line coach named, because you could have possibly had Mason Smith and Mekhi Winkle coming back. This is unfortunate for the LSU faithful going forward, man. They are going to be in a world of trouble going into next season, not having any type of interior lineman. I mean, what you got coming back? Guillory, uh, Jalen Lee. I
Maybe
mean,
Paris Sham.
what a. But I don't think Shan plays in the middle. I don't think he plays D tag. I don't think he plays the 3 tech.
Yeah, it
So
it is a big blow for LSU going forward, but shout out to Mason Smith for being able to even be in this position. That's definitely going to be so. It's going to be a double-sided sword because I want to see LSU return at the top and have a great defense going forward, and he would have been a big piece for it. But at the same time, being able to see Mason Smith, I'm gonna call him Homer legend, Terrebonne Parish legend, getting into the NFL
Bob
draft.
Paris, stand up, man.
That's going to be exciting, bro. What do you think about, what went into this decision? And a lot of people might be confused because, things like this are more than meets the eye. Mason coming off of a year-long, injury recovery, him coming in and changing positions, them not having a steady defensive line coach through the past year. How much of that kind of played into the slow start for Mason? And then what do you think about his draft stock going forward? Like, what does he have to do to secure potential first round or even second round draft selection for him? Or is that possible?
Man, first of all, I want to say it's been a treat to cover Mason ever since his ninth grade year at Terrebonne High School. To see the way he's grown, not only as a football player, but as a person, has just been tremendous to watch, man. He's matured in so many ways, on and off the field. I remember when he got his first offer when he went to UL camp when Billy Napier first got there, and just seeing how he had this dream of playing in the NFL when he first started this process, and to see it all come to fruition now in 2024, man, is making me reflect back on just his whole process, man, and I'm happy for him. And you can't blame him, man. I know a lot of LSU fans are probably going to say, "Why is he not coming back? He's not ready for the NFL." And I get it, man. But you got to understand the other side of it, and that's not having a D-line coach named. I think LSU is going to regret not having that position coach named sooner than they did, man. And I know Bo Davis, the D-line coach from Texas, was somebody they was trying to get. I don't know if talk stalled on it, but I'm pretty sure Mason was trying, because you got to think about it. He could have been declared. You could tell he was waiting it out. They're trying to see who was going to be named the D-line coach, and it just never surfaced. And I think that is a big reason why you're seeing him in the draft today. I talked to a number of NFL scouts at LSU games this year. I want to say probably about 8 to 10, the Ravens, the Seahawks, the Bears, the Saints, and all of the scouts that I talked to still had Mason going late first round to the middle of the second round. So for all you LSU fans that saying that he didn't play that good and he needs to come back and this and this and that, they still got scouts projecting him to go late first round to the middle of the second round. And then I had a couple scouts say that depending on how he tests, he could possibly move himself into the middle of the first round. And so when you hear that from NFL scouts, even with, even though he didn't play up to the expectations that we felt like he should have played at this year, that told me all I needed to know. And what a lot of them are saying was he didn't have a D-line coach consistently throughout his years at LSU. He was coming off an ACL injury. They wasn't using it right. So when you hear those things, it makes you put things in perspective and say, maybe maybe Mason might have a better NFL career than he did a college career. And so I think the LSU fans need to really kind of lay off of Mason when they find out that he is going to the NFL.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad you said that. You see a lot of crazy things on the social media and just in that online world in general. And a lot of it is just, pure uneducated fans. Sometimes people think they know a lot more than they do. And in the Mason Smith situation, like you said, 6'5", 300 plus pounds, blitzing fast speed. He's one of those type of guys that has the intangibles. You can't teach that size. You can't teach that speed to pair with it. And on top of it, the fact that, he's going into this season with a huge uphill battle. I think that he did, he performed, I'm not going to say up to the expectations that we thought, but I think that he had a great year. I think that he's going to be able to build off of this. I think that with the hand he was dealt, he did a very, very good job when a lot of people wouldn't have been able to stand up to the task. A lot of people would have crumbled under the pressure. I mean, being the number one recruit and having two major injuries in your college career would throw a lot of people off. And I didn't see it throw him off. And I also saw him continue to be a great teammate, continue to be a leader on and off the field. Coach Kelly mentioned it several times about him standing up and being a leader and almost like another coach on the sideline during his year off. So I think, he proved a lot to NFL scouts, especially off the field, because not a lot of people are going to consider that. Not a lot of people are going to see, the character in an individual or how he's going to bring a team together. And I think, looking at Big Zero Maason Smith, that perfectly describes him and what he brings to the table and to a team on Sundays, potentially.
Yeah, yeah. And like you said, man, you can't coach 6'5", 315 pounds, being able to move light on your feet the way he does. I think, we got to remember they just don't have a lot of NFL players being able to move at his size like that, man. And then he's so intelligent. He's going to be able to go to any kind of defensive scheme and pick up on it quick, So, and it just goes back to what the scouts were saying. Did LSU use him right? A lot of scouts feel like they didn't. And I think whatever NFL team drafts him, they're going to put him in a position to where that fits his attributes and what he does well.
And another thing I want to say real quick before we end this off, Maason Smith and the amount of attention that he attracts during a game. I mean, getting double team, if you do the math, that's 40% of the offensive line to one player. He's a double team magnet, as he was all year. People want to question, where was he, this, that, or the other. He's freeing off spots for everyone else around him. He's a 100% team player, and I think that he'll still draw the double teams in the NFL, and he's a nightmare for a matchup for offensive linemen. Defensive coordinators and defensive line coaches in the league are going to have some fun whenever they get Maason Smith on an NFL roster.
I agree, man. Best wishes to him, man. It's always good to see somebody from the crib, from my hometown, being able to fulfill their dreams, man. I think nothing but good things is going to happen for him going forward to the NFL. And I think a lot of people are going to be surprised on how he goes in the draft, especially after he tests.
Yep.
So a lot of people thinking he's going to probably fall to the third or fourth round, but after he's finished testing, when he gets picked high in the draft, like late first round, possibly early second round, I think a lot of people are going to be shocked, and that's going to be the people that don't understand football.
I agree. So best wishes to Mason. Shout out to him joining the NFL LSU 2024 draft class. I think that's a stacked draft class, bro. That's definitely bigger than last year. The pro day is going to be full of excitement. I'm interested to see. I want to see everybody. I want to see if anybody potentially pulls out of the pro day.
Yeah, me too. There's always a lot of drama when you see the pro days, man, because you want to see what everybody's going to run in the 40. You want to see them in drill work and position work, and so they're going to have a shitload of scouts and NFL GMs and head coaches there, because you got to think about it. Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas are going to be at the head of the draft, and so a lot of people are going to want to see them in person for their pro day. So it's going to be interesting to see. Uh, in what is it? March is the pro day.
Around April.
I think it's going to be around April. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. All those NFL teams and GMs and scouts lined up in that LSU indoor facility to watch them boys perform.
For sure. Well, G, I appreciate you stopping by. We had a little extended conversation today with the breaking news, but I'm glad that I was on air to be able to break it with you. Now we got to hurry up and get this out there.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
I appreciate you stopping in. This has been the Verdin Verdict. I'm Jacob Verdin, bringing you sports talk on the go. Make sure to hit the description. Follow us on social media. I'll link my socials as well as G Sports socials. Y'all go give them a follow. Thanks for watching.